Good evening all, Simon here, Explosive Action, and we are going to look at some Australian death metal tonight. We've got three separate bands here that are now all defunct, and we're going to look at their demo tapes. In the background we're listening to a band that is no longer defunct, another Australian band. This is Crypt with their 94, I think, demo, Disgusting Zombie Metal. These guys are from Queensland, and they did break up, but a couple of years ago they released a 7-inch, so hopeful that they are doing more things. So the first band we're looking at is Encabulos. This band was from Geelong. They formed in 1995, and this is their second demo. Their first demo came out in 97, was self-titled. I don't have that, I've never heard that demo, but this is the follow-up from 98 called Dark Divinity. And this is an absolute blinding demo. Fans of Incantation and, say, Legion era Deicide, mix those two together and you get Encabulos' Dark Divinity. Yeah, I've had this demo since it came out. It has a lyric sheet, all very much homemade, very cool. Little flyer about it, and take a look at the artwork. So there we go, there's the fold out and the band photo. So as I was saying, this is just awesome, awesome death metal with 5 tracks, I think. 5 tracks, and I played the hell out of this when I got it, and I still play it, you know, a few times a year now because it's just outstanding stuff. Pro tape, really good, same tracks on both sides, and after they did well on that demo, they were signed to a small label called Venomous Records and did this follow-up EP called Abandoning the Flesh, which is same, more of the same thing, but includes a cover of Bolt Thrower's Cenotaph, which is really, really good. So yeah, that's all that Encabulos did. They did one more track that was not released for a compilation. You can find it on YouTube. And then in 2002, they reformed as a band called Crucifier. I've not got any of their material, but they did a demo and a 7-inch, which I would very much like to get. I've heard that online, and it sounds like a more black version of Encabulos, and it's really good stuff. So that's Encabulos with Dark Divinity. The next band we're going to talk about is Order of Chaos, not Order from Chaos, Order of Chaos. This tape came out in 1995, I think was the debut demo tape for this band. It's called You Do Not Exist. And another one on the Pro tape, same on both sides. Remember when tapes used to have the Dolby logo on them, actually had Dolby noise reduction? Don't get that with tapes anymore, but anyway. This band played, at this time, a bit more of a technical thinking death metal. Reminds me a bit of later era Death, but less proggy. That kind of makes sense. Really quite interesting. It's 4 tracks and 2 intros. The first intro is a soundbite from the movie THX 1138, and it's another intro. I'm not too sure what it's from, but it's very X-Files themed kind of stuff. So lyrically, the band was all about, aliens, demons, and thought control and that kind of stuff. You get the barcode, gives you an idea. After this demo, they did an EP called Perpetual, which was similar, getting a bit more melodic, and then they did a full-length album, which was more melodic death metal. At that point, I believe they broke up and reformed in the mid-2000s as a hardcore band. Don't know what happened there, but they came back, completely different story. But the main guitarist, his name is Terry, he kept the band going all the way through, and I think they've now broken up again. But at this point, they were just a pure death metal band, and a really quite interesting one. So that is Order of Chaos, You Do Not Exist. And the last band we're going to look at for today, and certainly not the least, I saved the best to last, this is Neuropath. Wow. This is a band that I think any Aussie of my age who was into death metal in the 90s and 2000s, they knew this band, and they are sorely missed. They did this demo in 95, Nefarious Vivisection, and then in 1996 followed up with Desert of Excruciation. Both of these demos are completely stellar. This is Deeds of Flesh, Evolved, that kind of stuff. Quite a technical sound, seriously brutal, and a crying shame that this is all these guys ever did. So the first EP, 4 tracks from 2005. There you go, the lyrics. And got a real tight punching drum sound on it. Time signature changes all over the place. Just a seriously good EP. And I love the cover on this one, Desert of Excruciation. This is the one from 96. This is 3 tracks. So they got signed to Warhead Records, who was a Australian record label out of Parramatta. They released a lot of cool Aussie stuff over the years. Bands like Cruciform and Lord Chaos, that kind of stuff, all got released on Warhead Records. Heaps of bands. And they did this demo. Did a few demos, but they did this one. So like I said, this one's from 96 and just refines the sound even more. There you go. Band photo there. And yeah, it's just a shame that they just didn't go on to do anything further. The thanks list gives an indication of the scene at the time. So they're thanking to Brad Sims at the Hammer House. Hammer House was the shop front of Warhead Records in Parramatta. An excellent shop. No longer exists. Utopia Records still exists in the city. Magazines and a few people here, but there was one particular name that I noticed on here was Corpse, K-O-R-P-S, in brackets, our new guitarist. Now my memory tells me that new guitarist was also the new guitarist for Lord Chaos, who were going to do more material after their album Thorns of Impurity, and didn't get there. They did 1 track for a compilation, and then that was that. They no longer exist either. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the same guitarist that was on Neuropath. And yeah, so if you can get a hold of these demos, I do suggest you do. The Nefarious Vivisection and Desert of Excruciation, unparalleled, awesome Australian death metal, and really wish that there was some kind of compilation put out of these two. Nice CD comp would be fantastic. That's Neuropath. And that's it. That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. These 3 awesome underground Australian death metal bands that are long forgotten. And I've included as well some links where you can hear the demos in their full length. I hope the bands don't mind me linking those up. And yeah, aside from that, see you all next time.